Okay, go ahead.
Stay right there. No, Princess, stay right there.
I almost forgot.
Okay, so we're going to get started.
September
And,
16th, 2015 meeting.
all right, so on October 12th, you will be doing PGPs with your students, and that is personal graduation plans. We did this last year, and based on feedback from that, we've created a few things that will help you feel more comfortable and confident in what you're doing with the kid. A PGP is a personal graduation plan, okay? And the law says that every kid in 7th grade on up has to have a personal graduation plan. So what we're doing is we're saying, okay, you know, student, here's some options, here's some things that are available to you. What do you think you want to do? And we're going to put it on paper, and we're going to walk through all this step by step in a minute, but I'm giving you the big picture. You're going to put it on paper, and in that paper, we're doing it paper-wise. We're not going to do it electronically. That paper will go in a folder, and it'll follow them from year to year all the way up through high school. Now, what I need you to remember is, at any point in time that a kid decides, this isn't what I want to do, it can be changed, okay? So if you put something on paper and you're thinking, man, this kid is, this is really just not what they're gonna do. Why am I putting this on paper? It's okay. It's their plan. You're gonna talk with them about what it is they could do, and you're gonna educate them, and you're gonna educate their parents. But the reality is, this could change from 7th grade in October to 11th grade in May, all right? And you're not, so it's a living, breathing document. It's going to change. So, I have lots of things. Can somebody, Mr. Barker and Mr. Williams, could you help?
This really doesn't concern the special ed. We do transition.
Right,
We do a
just
year.
do art.
Okay.
But it's the information we're going to go over is
that's-
going to be good.
I just want to be sure.
So,
that I didn't-
this is the paper PGP plan. We did not change it from last year, so if you were here last year, this should still look very familiar to you. And yes, the older I get, the harder it is to read this. I too am holding it way out here nowadays. So you're going to put their name on it, endorsement, and we're going to talk about the endorsements. And they're up here, and I'm going to show you a video. You don't even anymore have to know this stuff to tell the kids, because we created a video that has information about every endorsement. So all we're going to have to do is show the videos to the students on the endorsements. And we'll look at a couple of those here in a minute. My post-high school plans will take me to, do they think they want to go to a 2-year college, 4-year college, technical school, the military, go to a job? All you're doing is putting a check mark there. Remember, it's a living, breathing document. Just because they say this is what they're going to do today does not bind them to that 5, 6 years from now. It's just about getting them to think through what's available.
Is that going to be on the main school webpage?
No, they're DVDs.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to put some of them on the webpage, but you all will, however Mr. Barker decides that we're going to do this, those people will get DVDs that you can just put in and play. And they play from a computer. The next box, state assessment. This is yours to write on, by the way, so if you need to make notes to yourself, you feel free to. State assessment. They haven't taken a state assessment yet, so there's nothing you can put in there. Okay? Other assessments. Probably they haven't taken the PSAT, SAT, or ACT. There are some Duke talent searches, kids that have taken PSAT in junior high, but I don't think we've had any, so you're probably going to leave that blank. And then it talks about, do they think they're going to be distinguished? Get some distinguished acknowledgements, and you would check off those. And do they plan to do some dual credit or AP or any of those things? You know, you can put a little check that they're planning to do that.
So even though they're in 8th grade now,
You're kind of setting out, this is my plan. These are the things I plan to do.
so they will tell us that they are planning on dual credit in high school.
Sure. It gives us a
Okay.
good idea of where they want to get to.
Okay, and my second question is, are we getting these from last year so that the 7th grade one is already filled out?
Do you all have the 7th grade ones from last year?
Most of them, I think.
That would be, that's ideal, that you take the 7th grade ones and you just work off of those for 8th grade.
Okay.
Okay, so on here, what you're putting is the courses they're taking in 7th grade and what they're planning to take in 8th grade. If you're working with 7th graders, what are they taking right now, and what do they think they're going to want to take next year? If you're working with 8th graders, what are they taking now, and what will they plan to take the following year in 9th grade? So you're going to write that in here. And then there's a place for star scores. Star scores are in AWARE.
So Carrie, for our 8th grade teachers doing the 9th grade,
Mhm.
can you tell us what the typical
In a
questions are?
minute.
Okay.
Okay.
But if I can, we need to write down the classes they're taking now
You're going to write what they're taking now.
and then what they want to take next year.
And what they wanna
and
take
that's
next year.
all going to go in the 8th grade box.
Go in the 9th grade box.
No, what they're taking now goes in the 8th grade box,
If they're an 8th grader.
if they're an 8th grader, and what they want to take in 9th grade goes in the 9th grade box.
Okay, but then the 9th grade teachers,
Isn't it in a computer system that's just continually updated when they get to high school?
We don't have it electronically because we've had a lot of issues getting it built. The high school counselors want it on paper. They're okay with messy. So if you scribble something out, they're okay with it. It's a living, breathing, working document. So don't worry about it being messy. Just talk to the kids about what courses.
Should we do it in pencil?
Sure.
This is not that serious for us, right? I mean, this is just getting them to think about their future.
Exactly. It is law, we do have to do
Yeah.
it, but it's really just about getting them to think about their future. Because the high school people are going to come in when they're fixing to go into 9th grade, and they're going to have the conversations with them again, all right?
Okay, I think I definitely did all of these wrong, so for whoever gets my students from last year, I'm sorry, because I was under the impression that little section that says 7th grade, I thought that was the only thing I filled out. So that was the only thing I did. I didn't do any of this other stuff.
That's fine, that's fine. That's fine,
We all did it in some way or form of wrong.
that's fine, it's fine. And like I said, it's just,
Someone filled out last year and we're just adding to it?
you're just adding to it. Okay, so, alright, so the question was, how do I know what I put in here? And I have two different, here, I'm gonna give you all of these. Let me keep a copy. I have two different documents that might make you a little bit more comfortable in talking to kids about this. The first one looks like this, and Mr. Williams is giving you this, and the second one is landscapes on big paper, and it looks like this.
Some guy just went down the hall with these two huge boxes he's delivering. You know what they are? He's gonna be-
Okay, essentially, these two
Oh, I know what it is.
documents
It's her desk. Okay.
say the same thing, okay? It's just in a different way. In working with parents and students, I have created this same thing like 12 different ways to try and find a way that works for most people's thinking process. This one is
form
the
you're
one that I
looking
like, but this one has some good information as well.
And this is the other form that I have to
So,
have.
on here, everybody starts on the foundation graduation plan. Everybody. I don't care if you're special ed, if you're GT, if you're ESL bilingual, it doesn't matter. Everybody starts on the foundation plan. In the foundation plan, everybody's going to take English 1, English 2, English 3, and what the state calls advanced English. That's English 4. Okay? Everybody. Everybody's going to take 3 maths. Algebra 1, geometry, and another math. Okay? Everybody's going to take 3 social studies. Now, in Mineral Wells ISD, we're going to highly recommend and encourage everybody take all 4 years of social studies. Because if they do that, they get close to being able to get an endorsement. It's good for them. But everybody has to take 3. Everybody needs 3 sciences, and biology must be one of them. Okay?
So they can get, the 4 social studies, so they can get an endorsement?
Mm-hmm. Everybody has to take foreign language. It could be Spanish 1 and Spanish 2. It can be Computer Science 1 and Computer Science 2. Everybody has to take 2 foreign languages. It doesn't matter if you're special ed. You're still going to take 2 foreign languages. It doesn't matter. Gone are the days where you could graduate minimum and not have to take a foreign language. Everybody's going to take a foreign language. Okay?
They can't substitute the computer science.
You can substitute the computer science for your foreign language. Okay? Everybody's going to be in PE for a full year. Everybody's going to be in fine arts for a full year. And everybody's going to take 5 more electives. Go ahead.
On the foreign language, can they take Spanish 1 and Computer Science 1?
No.
It has to be.
They have to do it in order.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
That was a good question.
And there is a little loophole that I will share with you because I want you to be educated, but let's not share this out with the kids, okay? There is a little loophole that if you take Spanish 1 and you don't do very good, like we look at your grades and maybe you make a 70, and we anticipate that Spanish 2 would not be a successful endeavor, that other social studies, the world history course, can substitute for their second foreign language as well. Okay? So, but we're not really putting that out there.
Broadcast.
That's not something we want to broadcast, but it is something that you need to be educated on.
But I encourage them to tell them when they get to college that the college that they're gonna attend may want that foreign language.
Yes.
So I tell them that, you can't just decide to take computer science, because some, like Tech or A&M,
Yes.
are gonna want it.
And that's exactly why we're not telling them about the loophole. But it's there to help us get kids to be successful. Okay, so if you look on this one, you will see, and this is just broken down differently. This has the 5 endorsements across the top, and it has English, math, science, and social studies down the side, and you'll see everything on here says what we just said, but it breaks it down a little bit more and tells you, like, they're going to take algebra, geometry, and 2 more maths you pick from this list. So it gets a little bit more detailed than this. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So, all right. Then you move into the endorsements. On here, this just lists them out. There's 5, the same 5 that I'm going to show you in the video in just a minute. STEM, business and industry, art and humanities, health science, and multidisciplinary. Okay? Same 5 that are on here, same 5 that are on here across the top. Okay? And on here it tells you what some of the courses you might take under those are. On here it does the same. It's a little bit, little bit I mean, the same courses, it's just worded out a little bit different for you. Okay? And then this one, this is why I like this, also because I'm kind of a visual person, and this is a very visual for me. In that third column, it talks about, okay, so I've got foundation is 22, endorsements get me to 26, and if I want a distinguished level of achievement, I have to get 26 credits, at least 1 endorsement, 4 credits in science, 4 credits in math, one of them has to be Algebra 2, and if I am in the top 10% of my class and I graduate with a distinguished level of achievement, I have automatic admission to a state college if I'm in the top 10. It's either 7 or 8 at UT. 7. Okay. I knew somebody in here would know. Okay. Then we move on to performance acknowledgements. It's like the next step. So you got your kids. You got your kids that add the middle piece. It's like a layer cake. And then you got your kids that get your distinguished. It's like the next layer of the cake. And now we're trying to put the cherry on top, or the final thing, and we're trying to get some performance acknowledgements. And to get those, they have to take dual credit, take an AP test, make a certain SAT or ACT score, get some kind of national certification. So we have the Auto Tech program. If they were to leave with the national certification as an auto technician, they would get that. That's part of their graduation plan. Or a bilingual biliteracy performance acknowledgement. And that would be students that take Spanish all the way up through Spanish 5, which we do offer. So a lot of our native speakers, thank you, will be able to get that. Same information, 2 different documents.
They have to have all of these, or
Just one. To get, there's a performance acknowledgement for each one. Okay? Are we feeling a little more comfortable? Not, come on, shake your head, yes.
Yes, this paper isn't
Okay.
gonna help a lot.
All right, so you may be saying, how do we know where to start with kids? The first thing that I would do is start by giving them this. And this is just what Carrie Carter created one afternoon in order to help a group of kids that were like, well, I don't even know. So this is not a comprehensive list by any means, okay? If somebody graduated with STEM, and that should look familiar because STEM is one of our 5 endorsements. If they graduated with STEM math, here's some jobs that they might do. If you flip, say a kid said, well, miss, I really think that when I grow up, I'd like to be a legal secretary. Well, you can look on here and say, oh, well, then you should go into business and industry and study business management. Or if they say, well, I don't have a clue, I'm 12 years old, how am I supposed to know? Look at this list. Is there anything that looks like you might sort of kind of want to do? Is there a job on here you might sort of kind of want to do? This is foreign to me because my children at my house have known what they wanted to do for as long as I can remember. Okay? But I know that's not how all of our kids in Mineral Wells are, so that's why I put this list of things together. If they say, oh, I want to be I want to work in daycare, then that's back here on the back. It tells you exactly where we should encourage them to go to see if daycare really is what they want to do. Because the good news is this. High school's on an 8-period day, and they're there for 4 years. So let's do some math. What's 8 times 4? 32. How many credits did kids need to graduate? Look, 26. If I take something along the way that doesn't fit into what I ultimately decide I want to do, am I in trouble? No. All I've done is decide, ooh, I really don't like that. And isn't that better to decide, ooh, I really don't like that before I'm in college and paying for it and decide, ooh, I really don't like that. There's a long story behind this, and I won't tell the whole story, but I was an elementary ed major until my junior year in college. And then I decided elementary children were not the thing for me because I spent some time with them, and two things: they get head lice and they like to rub their noses on your legs, and I don't like those two things. So I changed my major, and my major was actually math and computer science, and just the benefit of education came with it because I'd already had so many classes in education. But had I been involved in something early on in high school, I might have already known I really didn't much care for little bitty children. I don't mind them as much now, but 20 years ago, that was terrifying. Okay, so just a place to start. Kids have lots of openings in their schedules, and we need to get them to get in and experience and try lots of things. Just a testimony or a story, and for you, I would have never in a million years thought that I would own a lamb at my house. But my daughter said she wanted to take ag, the intro to ag class, and I said, okay, take the intro to ag class. She's in intro to ag this year. It has been the best experience of her life. If I had, I would show you the picture of her with her lamb last night. I've never seen her smile as big as I saw her smiling last night when she got that lamb. Okay? Had I not given her the chance to take that class, even though it didn't really have anything to do with anything that I would think she would want to do, she would miss out on it. So, Ms. Cowger?
I was going to say, she knows someone's going to eat it, right?
Keep that to yourself. Don't burst her bubble.
They're just gonna shear it and use it for
There you go.
The truth of the matter is, I think that in her mind, she's thinking, if I raise this and I take it to show, I can sell it and get money, and money goes to buy a car. And so in her mind, I think we're doing that. Daddy, on the other hand, he's like, I'm going to get attached to this. We'll just keep it as a pet. So,
You're going to have a whole herd for you.
I am going to have a whole herd. We'll be doing a nativity scene at Christmas.
So Carrie, let's say that they look at this, the kids look at this and they say, I still have no idea what I want to do on this. Is there a general?
Okay, so a kid looks at this and says, I have no idea. None of these things appeal to me. If you'll notice, you only have 4 pages there, and there's how many endorsements? 5. What's the 5th one? Multidisciplinary. It's that kid that does a few things from each of the career clusters or each of the endorsements. So we want to encourage them to, then they would pick multidisciplinary. Good question, thank you. Okay, the last page coming around to you, can I keep one of those for just a second? Looks like this. And again, this is just another example, another way to look at this. For a person, oh, and this is a terrible copy. I'm going to have to get you this electronically because this is a terrible copy. These black bars above all of these are supposed to say the name of the career cluster, and they're not there. I mean, they're there, but it did not copy there. So, can you see them at all? No. Yeah, no. That's awful. I apologize. So I will email these to Mr. Barker, and he can email this out to everybody. But it's just another example of, if a kid says, if you look at the little one in the second row going across, it starts with Money Matters. If a kid says, I want to go into finance, there's the little, right here, there's this little bubble that shows us what classes they would take in finance. Just another way to look at the same thing. And I apologize if those look so bad.
I think that's good, that way they know what class.
All right, so questions on that?
Are you gonna tell us how and when, and are we gonna get more into that?
He's going to get into that. Okay, so I don't expect you to be an expert. I am not even an expert. All right? I've been studying this for 3 years now. I feel pretty confident in it, but I know there are things that I don't know. Okay? So I don't expect you to be an expert. So we made some videos that we can show to kids to help us out. We're not going to watch all of these, but we are going to watch a couple so you can see what's in here.
And I want to say too, Carrie, since Shanna's not here, I'm going to throw her out there.
Back here.
Hi, Shanna. Shanna has apparently some expertise in PGP, so I think she might be able to answer questions when the rest of us here can't.
Okay. So here's the introduction video.
Law, June 2013. It is meant to reduce end-of-course graduation requirements for 15 tests to the following 5 tests. Algebra 1, English 1, English 2, Biology, and U.S. History. In addition, House Bill 5 replaces the minimum, recommended, and distinguished graduation plans. In its place, 5 endorsement plans provide MWISD students with the flexibility to pursue their interest and increase their aptitude in specific areas to better prepare them for college and careers. Middle Wells High School is excited to offer many options under the House Bill 5 graduation plan. Each student will take 22 foundation courses. The required courses any student must take in order to graduate and will be required to earn at least 1 endorsement. MWISD offers 12 of the 16 U.S. Department of Education career clusters. MWISD is proud to offer all 5 endorsements in House Bill 5: Business and Industry, Arts and Humanities, STEM or Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, Public Service, and Multidisciplinary. In the Business and Industry, there are 18 programs to choose from: Animal Systems, Natural Resource Systems, Interior Design, Architecture Design, Construction Technology, Manufacturing, Transportation, Graphic Design, Audio-Video Technology, Commercial Photography, Fashion Design, Business Marketing and Management, Finance, Culinary Arts, Computer Software Design and Programming, Computer Technician and Network Administration, and Web and Digital Communications. Under the STEM endorsement, students will complete an additional 7 other courses that can include advanced math courses such as calculus, stats, or college algebra. Advanced science courses can include physics, anatomy and physiology, advanced animal science, and college biology. There are also computer science and engineering courses that you can take as well. Depending on the courses, the students can also earn college credit through this endorsement as well. In the Arts and Humanities endorsement, there are 5 programs to choose from: Social Studies, Languages other than English, and Fine Arts. Students that choose the Social Study path will take advanced courses such as AP or College Government and College Psychology. Depending on the fine arts programs that students are involved in, they will take band, choir, art, or theater. In the Public Services endorsement, there are 2 programs to choose from: Human Services and Health Science. The Human Service program includes courses in child development and nutrition. The Health Sciences courses include medical terminology, and if students follow this path, they can do internships in our local hospitals and nursing homes. This program is great for anyone thinking about a career in the medical field. The last endorsement MWHS offers is multidisciplinary. This endorsement can include 4 courses in math and science, 4 AP classes, or 4 dual credit courses. This endorsement is considered more rigorous and is suited for those students who plan on enrolling in AP courses and dual credit programs. After successful completion of this endorsement, students are usually in the top 10% of their class, which means automatic admission into college. In addition to earning endorsements, students may also earn college credit through dual enrollments, earn software certifications recognized by industry, train in internships with local businesses such as Pet Western and Brazos Animal Hospital. Earn A+ and OSHA certifications. MWHS offers advanced food science, earn 4th science credit, advanced floral design, earn fine art credit, advanced animal science, earn 4th science credit. For any questions you may have, please visit your school counselor. Thank you.
So it's a video that kind of explains everything we just talked about. Kids could watch that, they get the same information. I'm really excited about the video because the video was created by our Middle Wells High School students.
It was amazing.
For our students. So those are our people in the video and everything. I just think that was really cool. All of these here are links to videos. I want to show you what happens when we click into the business and industry one. It opens a video about every single one of the routes that the kids could take. And I think this is cool. The one, let's see, I watched hospitality yesterday. I haven't even had a chance to watch all of these, but let's watch this one.
Hello, welcome to this presentation of the Hospitality and Tourism Endorsement. With this endorsement, students will learn a variety of skills needed to prosper in the world of hospitality, tourism, and cooking. So sit back, relax, and learn. There are many careers involved with this field, such as food service manager, chef/head cook, food critic, food scientist, and caterer. These are the courses that MWHS has to offer. Students will start from the beginning, learning the ins and outs of the hospitality and tourism industry. Principles of Hospitality and Tourism is a prerequisite to all other family consumer science classes. In this course, the students will form an understanding of the way restaurants and hotels are run, learn food service safety and sanitation techniques necessary to ensure one's health, and being able to provide the best customer service possible. The knowledge attained in this course will allow students to be proficient in a multitude of areas within the industry. They will then move on to learning the nutritional value of the foods we eat and the nutrients our body needs to function properly in the Lifetime Nutrition and Wellness course. The students will learn information such as general nutrition principles, table services and etiquette, effects of food choices, to nutrition content and portion sizes, reading recipes, and learning how to use the kitchen tools and equipment correctly. This class is the prerequisite for culinary arts. And finally, they will come to an understanding of the art of cooking. Culinary arts is a hands-on experience. The students will be able to learn new cooking techniques and have the opportunity to experiment with a variety of foods and food trends. Students will also come in contact with plenty of newfound knowledge, such as famous chefs, the history of food service, the proper use of kitchen equipment when cooking, managing time and energy, and food preparation techniques. This course also allows students to go beyond the classroom and gives them an opportunity to take what they've learned and apply it to the real world by competing in culinary competitions or earning their food safety and sanitation certification, which will increase their chances to attain a job in the food industry.
All of them are very much like that. Tells them kind of the jobs that they would do and that, what classes they would take, and tells them a little bit about their classes. Do you want me to show one more? Or? So, when I got this the other day, I was like a kid in the candy store because I think this is so cool to have videos about our school district created by our kids for our other kids to use to help them decide what it is they want to take. So basically, I've given you hopefully a lot more resources than you had last year to help the kids decide how to fill out their 4-year plan. And you've got the videos. You've got Miss Coker because she's has experience in this as well. I'm available. Miss Bennett is also available. She's been through this a couple times and we'll continue. So we want this to just be an experience where it's you helping the kids create that 4-year plan and them just starting to think, okay, what is it that I want to do and what do I have to do to get there? Because kids that are 12 years old in 7th grade don't understand that they don't get it. They don't understand, oh, this is what I've got to do to get to where I need to be. They don't understand it. High school is forever far away, and they just want to get there for the freedom. And it's your job to help guide them into the thinking of what the academics needs to be. Okay? So any questions?
Can I make a fast comment?
Sure.
I had a child at Alito, and she was, when we started talking about some of this, and she said, I don't have anything to do. I know what I want to be. I'm going to be a truck driver, and I don't need anything to do that. I just, and I said, let's look up some things about truck driving, what they need, some of the things that, there's some computerized stuff, I mean, lots of different things. And so once she started, she got more interested in it and found out that there are some things that she was really, so sometimes they think, I don't really need an education because I'm just going to do this or I'm going to do that. But she was 7th grade, so she was.
And for some of the kids, for them to see that when they get to high school, they have an 8-period day. Yes, 4 of those classes will be English, Math, Science, and Social Studies. But 4 of those classes get to be things that they're interested in, they're passionate about, and that they love. And we want these to be what keeps them in school while they do these things that we have to get them to do successfully. Do you see the balance? Mm-hmm. I've never met a kid, really truly, that said, oh man, I come to school because I love algebra so much. Haven't met that kid. 20 years, still haven't met him or her. All right, they come to school for that other stuff. And you won't find very many places that offer as much of the stuff as Mineral Wells High School does. We're very fortunate to be able to do all of the programs that we do in a district our size. And we need to talk these things up and make sure that our community knows that these things are out there. I'm doing Leadership Mineral Wells right now. One of the things we did was tour the high school CTE departments where all of these things are housed. Nobody in my Leadership Mineral Wells class knew all of those things were available at that school. And 3 of the people in my class are recent grads from Mineral Wells High School. Okay? So we've got to do a better job of making sure the kids know everything that's available to them. And it starts here in 7th grade. So that's...
I have a question I'm going to throw out there.
Okay.
First of all, how many video copies are there?
Right now there's just 1.
Okay.
But I'll make you however many you need.
Because my question is, obviously this video is pretty in-depth. There's lots of different parts you can click on. Mm-hmm. And it's now September 16th. And we're doing this October 12th.
Okay.
So my question is, what parts are most beneficial for students to see? Of course, I haven't thought through the plan, but I'm just trying to figure out the logistics of getting this presented.
I think
I'm thinking perhaps.
Hello, welcome to this presentation of the finance.
You're saying
I'm thinking maybe
Let's try to go back
you can help
later.
through library classes, but.
If the teachers can give up.
I know we're going to have to give up time somewhere. It's just part of it.
I think I haven't timed out what it takes to watch all of them, and I don't know the best way to do this. So
I'm just wondering, like, the intro seems to be general.
the intro is very
short.
general.
So if they watch the intro video and then we somehow assign where we go over this part with the kids and get down what they want to do on paper, then when parents come for conferences, we can share what the kid chose.
And I think if they all see that intro, that's what you showed us at first, right?
That's the first thing.
That touches on everything. I mean, I don't mind at all doing it in the library, and it wouldn't take up the whole period anyway. They're coming to the library. 8th grade's coming next week. It's their second time to come. They could watch it and then check their books out. And then 7th grade the next week, watch it and check their books out. I mean,
We can talk about it. I'm just trying to make sure I understand.
Are there any hard
Yes.
copies or folders or, I mean, of any kind of literature that goes on with this or anything that they? as far as-
Nothing besides what I've given you.
Okay. Nothing that would show.
What if it's just on a site somewhere so that they can access it, and then when they're in the computer, they look at the ones that they are interested in.
And we are going to put it on the new website, and kids will be able to get to it.
Oh.
And parents will be able to get to it on the website.
oh,
When?
This day?
Yeah.
I mean, I probably could get Kara Bullock to maybe do it tomorrow.
but that would be great, because if they saw the intro here, I could show them where on the website they could access it and they could watch it with their parents. That would be good.
Mr. Burks, we could have it put on the ones in there too.
Yeah, but not many people go to that.
We had a lot of parents that didn't show. We're doing them over the phone, and I think it was a disfavor to those kids.
I mean, we can get them on, we have it in
Oh.
DVD, we can get it on the internet.
Yeah, if she could put it on the Facebook, page too, where they could click on it and stuff. If I give them the intro here,
Maybe if we could show the intro and then they could go into the specifics on their own.
and I could give them, I need to know this, where can we go? I want to be able to go and show them on the website. You've got to tell her she's got till next week, next Tuesday. But ask her if she can get it in by next Tuesday. And then I could show them, you can go here on the website. And then if we can get Amber to put it on Facebook, you can go here on Mineral Wells Junior High Facebook. That'll get a lot of kids looking at it.
We'll work on the specifics. I just wanted to make sure I understood. And so just realize we're probably going to beg, borrow, and steal from some of your time. So just be prepared.
So we're gonna talk to the kids as a whole soon.
Through somewhere, yes.
Okay. But then we're trying to meet with parents in a 4-hour period.
Well, I'm going to go over that in just a second.
Okay.
Okay, so are you done? If you look at your agenda, and on the second page, primarily Jeff and I talked about it yesterday, and I knew that the question was going to come up, how are we going to do this at Mineral Wells Junior High? So I wanted to have something for you, although I don't have all the details planned out yet. But basically, we're going to have every teacher help meet with parents on October 12th. And it's like we did it last year. And so that's also the day we do our United Way thing, but that's a staff development day. So it's not just a day to play. We have to have productivity too. So that's built into our schedule. We're going to use that day. On that page, you can see that there's approximately 2 core teachers and 1 elective teacher assigned to a group. It's not in color, but you can kind of see the shading. And so what Jeff did is he looked at your 4th period classes, and he tried to make it pretty equivalent to around 40 to 50 students. If you have 3 in a group, if you have 4 in a group, like that last group has 64 students total. We divided those students up amongst the number of people in your group, and you got somewhere between 12 and 16 students that you're meeting with. We try to make it as equitable as we can, but some of you have more during 4th period than others, and so it's difficult to get it exactly perfect. But so then what would happen is the 2 core teachers would look at their 4th period sizes, and they would start distributing to make theirs equal by giving to the elective teacher. And I talked to Julie today about this, and I said my only caution is, as a core teacher, be careful not to just give the students that you don't want to meet with to the elective teachers. You need to keep some of those too.
Can we elective teachers go and look at their rosters and pick students that are ours as well?
I think that y'all can communicate however you want. I'm not going to dictate how you have to do this, but I'm just saying, like, for example, Group 1, Morgan Garcia has 18 kids in her 4th period class. Well, she should only have to meet with 14 families. So she's got 4 kids she needs to shuffle around. Well, she's not gonna shuffle into Debbie Yates because Debbie Yates already has 25. So that's where Jessica's gonna come into play. She's gonna shuffle some of those kids to Jessica. And the same thing with Debbie. Debbie's got 11 kids or whatever to shuffle around, so. Does that make sense? So you're gonna have to communicate with one another and decide how, but just be cautious. And like Patty Leak is on one of the teams and she's serving kids. So if she's on Jeff, I think with Jeff and Bill, so if she's already serving some of Jeff and Bill's 4th period kids in Read 180, it would make sense that perhaps she has some of the Read 180 kids. Or sorry, reading kids. So, I mean, we can be smart about it, but I'm not gonna tell you. I'm giving you the general overview and y'all can decide as your little groups who you wanna shuffle around. But on October 12th, you'll meet with those 12 to 16. You'll anticipate to meet with those 12 to 16. Will they all show up? No. But Julie had a good question earlier. Last year, I think there was confusion on whose responsibility is it to meet with the kids that are assigned to you. If you're assigned 16 kids to meet with or 16 parents to meet with, even as an elective teacher, it's your responsibility to get those parents met with. So every student has to have a PGP. So if all your parents show up on October 12th and you're done, then way to go. But if they don't, then you need to try to get those parents up here to meet with them probably within a week or 2 window.
Because a lot of them have to come after school,
Yeah.
after work.
Yeah. It'd be, if it was a perfect world, then everybody could come when we wanted them to, but it's not. And we're not here when they're off, so we have to just work through it.
We have at least one parent conference already scheduled this week, and then hopefully some more within the next week or so. Can we go ahead and do this while we have a parents?
I think that's fine if we can get the details rolled out.
Okay.
And get kids on board of what they want to do and how to introduce it all.
Okay.
And I guess I realized that there was a video, but I didn't realize if the video was for us to learn how to do PGPs or if the video was going to be for students. So that was information that came to me today, so I haven't seen it at all.
And I apologize because this video was bigger than I ever thought it was going to be. Like, I thought I was getting the introduction and that was basically it. And when the kids gave it to me, it had all that other stuff. So I'm excited and I'm thrilled, and I think it's going to be like an amazing tool. I was here, and this is just another thought of what we're going to be able to do with this. I was here last year when the 8th graders did their registration for 9th grade, and they go in the computer and do it, and there were parents that were like, well, how do we know, this, if we can get this out there and parents can watch these, we're educating the parents, we're educating the kids. It helps them know, how do we know what my kids should be taking? So this, what started out as a little video that I wanted, kind of blew up to a great big huge project that I'm really excited that we have, so.
And you could even send an email, the email to parents who we have, accounts for with a link that they can click on that, for that.
It's different this year on that part, but.
And maybe even do a call or something too.
I never shared. When I was student teaching in Stephenville, I had to be part of the PGP process and help with that. And what they did was they had like a planning night, a high school planning night. And they had teachers, like say 5 teachers per endorsement, divided up into different areas. And the kids would go to that endorsement area and a teacher would help them fill out their PGP. And the parents were with them so they could talk to them about it, and everybody understood what was going on, and then they went home. And that alleviated all of the private.
What grade were you at?
Huh?
What grade level was it?
It was 9th grade. But
And we are actually thinking about structuring that spring event quite different than we did, and maybe doing something very similar where we have rooms. And so if this PGP thing in October goes really well and kids start to know, hey, I want to do STEM, and we talk about that all year, then come May, well, not even May, March, April, when we do that registration, we're talking about having a STEM room and having experts in there that know about STEM. And if that's what you want to do, that's where you go to register. And if you want to do business and industry, this is where you go to register. So yeah, we're talking about doing the same thing with our 8th graders. And it's just a perfect example of how we really do a good job talking